Hey friends, welcome to the part 14 of this playlist. Please click the join button to become a Cloud Ninja member, where we have a lot of content around advanced certifications like Certified Data Analytics, AWS Solution Architect, Professional, and so on. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and stay tuned to the latest in the cloud certification area, primarily Amazon Cloud, that is AWS, Google Cloud, that is GCP, Azure from Microsoft, and Snowflake certification contents. Let us jump into the questions. So this question is very simple. They already have ETL jobs that they were using on premises. Okay, that is point one. Now what next? The next thing is they want to move it to EMR, EMR, EMR. Okay, point two. Point three, the code is written in Java. They do not want to make any changes to the underlying code. That is point three. Now, what is the requirement? I told you 3 points about the story, what is happening. Now, what is the requirement? The requirement is the root device volume should always be encrypted. So this is one of the key requirements, And the question also says that we got to use CloudFormation templates. Now, which of these four options will suffice? The first one says use Hadoop on EC2 instances. This is outright rejected. Why? Because we are talking about EMR. Amazon provides AWS EMR clusters as a managed service. If Amazon provides something which is ready-made, why the hell you want to create a custom solution? Putting Hadoop on EC2 is a custom solution. Now option B, if you see option B, it is not addressing the encryption problem full-fledged. It is telling you to use TLS. TLS is an encryption in transit protocol, whereas here with respect to encryption, we are talking about encryption at rest. Anything that you store in the root volume should be encrypted. That means we are not talking about only encryption in transit, we are talking about encryption at rest. Now option 3 looks absolutely fantastic because you will create an AMI which already has encrypted root devices. Okay, so you have an AMI which is working perfectly, it is encrypted root device. Now you configure EMR, you create it from this AMI, okay, and you put that in the CloudFormation template. Perfect, because it is going to address all of your key requirements. It addresses the encryption of the root device volumes. It addresses the usage of CloudFormation. So this is my solution. Now, option D is telling you to use CloudFormation templates to launch EMR cluster, which is fine, but it is going to use bootstrap action to encrypt. Bootstrap is that whenever a reboot is happening, that is the time when it will try to encrypt the root volumes. That may not be as safe as putting an AMI into place. So option C is much, much better than option D. That's why option D would be wrong. Suppose when the EC2 instance starts and we want to ensure that, for example, Tableau service should get up. There is some application called BI application called Tableau, or we have something like Jaspersoft. Those services should get up. We use bootstrapping for that. Bootstrapping means when the instance is getting initiated, warmed up, it gets installed. Tableau gets installed. So option C would be my final answer. See, there is an hospital. There are so many patients. They are wearing sensors, and those sensing data should be captured. But when the capture is occurring, the details like PHI, for example, the patient name, patient's ID, or social security number, etc., we should not get that data. Those are PHI data. PHI data we should not be streaming. How to achieve it? There are four solutions. The first one says we will use Kinesis data streams, which is used to stream the data at any scale, and that will invoke Lambda function, which will use KCL. If you want to process data from KDS, you can use KCL, which will build consumer applications which are customized. Okay, which is perfect because we have to put a logic to remove the PHI, which is what this option does. Perfect. And then it is writing that data after removing the PHI. After removing the PHI, it is writing that data to S3, which is perfect. So this is my solution, my answer, because what it does is it removes the PHI, and after removing, because the question says remove it from the streaming data and then you store it in the durable storage. So we removed it and then we stored it in a S3, which is a durable storage. See option B, if you are writing the data to S3 first and then putting Lambda to parse the data to remove PHI, that means you have already stored first and then you are removing. But you have to remove first, and then you have to store. This why C is wrong as well, and option D is wrong as well, because that is also writing to S3 first and then doing the parsing to remove PHI. So if you see this, option A is the right answer for me. See, this is a very unique problem. What you have to do is you have to provide solution for two scenarios. First is the daily transformations for 300 GB of data that is on S3, and the second is the archive. You have to process the data which is in archive as well. So you are clear, there are two requirements, one for daily, one for archive, one for daily, one for archive. And the data is stored on S3 data lake as this point in time, and this data is used for machine learning and analytics purpose. You can pause this video, read this carefully about S3 data lake. We need to choose three answers. Let us scan the first one. For the daily data, they want to use GRU crawlers. Crawlers are used to populate the data catalog with tables. It will have all the information like table names, field names, and so on. So this will definitely be required before we start using the ETL for transformation. It is just like if you want to write stored procedures in the old world like Oracle DB2 SQL Server, the first thing you will do is build a data model, create the logical and the physical layer, and then you will write your stored procedures and ETL codes. Same here, you have to first consider about catalog. You have to build a catalog about the tables, fields, information, and then you can write your glue jobs to execute. See, Athena is not meant for scanning, that's why this is wrong. Athena, if you want to write very powerful queries on terabytes of data which is stored in S3, then you write those queries using Athena. This is not the use case. It will not help you create a catalog. Option C, Redshift is a database. We do not use Redshift for transformations. With Redshift, you can store volumes of data, big volumes of data for cloud data warehouse. So it is a different usage. If you want a car for performance and racing, you will use a Ferrari and not a Honda Civic. Now, once you have the catalog for the daily requirement, you use this. Option D is sufficing because you will use glue jobs to perform transformations. So that takes care of this requirement here, this one. Now for archive data, that is this requirement, you have two options, E and F. But the problem with F is not a data processing solution. They are telling you to make use of SageMaker, which is an ML solution. It is used to deploy machine learning models. Hence, F is wrong, E is the right answer because E, the archive data, we have to address this scenario also. So for archive data, we will use EMR to perform data transformations. So these three are my answers, final answers. Friends, if you have not yet subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. We are posting a lot of informative content around cloud certifications, AWS, Azure, GCP, and Snowflake. If you have not yet become a member, please click the join button, become a Cloud Ninja member for all the advanced certification content. This certification content for certified data analytics is only available for Cloud Ninja members. So stay tuned, stay focused, and happy learning. See you in the next part.